Let's be real for a second. If you feel like you're falling behind right now, like you're just trying to keep your head above water with all these rising costs, you are not alone. And the most human thing in the world when you feel like that is to look for a lifeline, a quick fix. But here's the thing, the system knows that. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at how that very desperation is being weaponized against you, and more importantly, how you can fight back.
This right here, this is the absolute truth that no one on social media bragging about their gains is ever going to tell you. When you're stressed, when you feel like you have to make a winning trade just to make rent, you give off a signal. And trust me, a multi-billion-dollar algorithmic system is designed to smell that desperation and hunt you down. And it's a completely natural feeling. Your rent goes up, groceries cost a fortune, your paycheck just vanishes. So you go online, you see these screenshots of massive gains, you hear stories about easy money, and you think, hey, maybe that's my way out. That feeling, that exact feeling, is the bait in the trap. So let's just call this whole system what it is, the desperation trap. We're about to break down exactly how your very real, very valid financial stress is systematically converted into someone else's profit. Financial psychologists have actually profiled this. They call it the desperation index. And the target here isn't just some random person. It's specifically people with high debt who are feeling the burn of inflation, seeing their purchasing power just disappear. If that sounds even a little bit familiar, then you need to know you are the prime target. And this isn't just a feeling. It's a neurological fact. When you're under that kind of financial pressure, your brain's survival mode kicks in. It totally warps your perception of risk. You become literally 3 times more likely to make a bet that is statistically designed to lose over time. At that point, you're not investing, you're just gambling. And the tools you're using, they're built to pour gasoline on that fire. The little burst of confetti when you make a trade, the bright colors, the constantly flashing numbers, that is not an accident. It's called gamification, and it's designed to trigger the exact same dopamine hits in your brain as the casino slot machine, keeping you hooked, keeping you playing, and making one bad bet after another. Okay, but it gets even more direct than just psychological tricks. You're not just being encouraged to gamble, you are actively being groomed to play a very specific and very costly role in this game. You are being hunted to become what the pros call exit liquidity. So what on earth does that mean? Well, exit liquidity is the person, it's the money that comes in to buy an asset right at the very top, at its peak price. You buy in dreaming of it going to the moon, but what's really happening is you're allowing the early investors, the smart money, to sell their positions to you and walk away with all their profits. You're literally left holding the bag as the price collapses. So here's a rule of thumb for you. That moment of pure euphoria when some stock or crypto is all over TikTok and every influencer is screaming about it being a sure thing, that's the top. That is the exact moment the marketing machine is working overtime to find buyers for the people who are cashing out. I mean, just stop and ask yourself this one simple, honest question. The person on the other side of your trade, the one who's selling you that rocket to the moon, are they also desperate to pay their rent this month? Or are they a professional trader who bought in 2 years ago and is now calmly taking profits at your expense? So how do they do it? How do they so effectively lure you into being that exit liquidity? Well, they use specific financial weapons. And we need to talk about the casino's rigged math, especially when it comes to short-term options. Yeah, you've probably seen these things advertised everywhere. 0 DTEs, 0 days to expiration options. They are, for all intents and purposes, high-stakes bets on where a stock will go in the next few hours. And they're marketed to you as lottery tickets, a way to turn $50 into $5,000 overnight. They are the perfect bait for the desperation trap. But here is the brutal math they don't show you in the ads. Over 90%, let that sink in, over 90% of retail traders who consistently trade these things lose money in the long run. So for every one person posting that winning screenshot, there are 9 others who just lost their grocery money, and they're not posting about it. I mean, just look at these numbers. The win rate for the average person making these bets is less than 5%. Meanwhile, the house, the market makers and institutions selling you these options, wins over 95% of the time. They are not gambling with you, they are the casino, and you are just paying to play at their table. So this is the playbook. This is the whole process laid bare. Step 1, Real-world financial stress makes you desperate and vulnerable. Step 2, the gamified trading apps get you addicted to the action. Step 3, influencer hype on social media creates this massive fear of missing out. And the final step, step 4, you buy in at the absolute peak, providing the perfect exit for the smart money. Okay, so that is the trap. And I know it sounds pretty bleak, but understanding how the trap works is the first step to never, ever falling into it again. So how do you fight back? How do you stop being the prey? Well, this brings us to the only winning move. You have to fundamentally shift your mindset. The system sells you the hype. Get rich quick. Gamble on options. Buy when everyone else is euphoric and chasing. The truth, the actual winning strategy, is the polar opposite. Get wealthy, slow. Make preserving your capital your #1 job. Buy when there's blood in the streets, and be incredibly patient. It's boring, I know, but it's the only thing that actually works. And right here, this is your one true superpower in this entire game. It's called time arbitrage. See, as a regular person, you have one massive advantage that the big Wall Street funds don't. They have to show profits every single quarter. You don't. You can afford to buy a genuinely great, undervalued company and just wait. 5 years, 10 years. That patience is a weapon they just don't have. So here they are, your new rules of engagement, your strategic defense protocols. First, you refuse to play their short-term casino game. Period. Second, your #1 job is not to make $1 million, it's to not lose the money you have. Third, you use patience as your primary weapon. And finally, you learn the difference between real value and fake manufactured hype. I really want you to reframe this in your mind. In a financial system that is built to prey on your anxiety, that wants you to be reckless and broke, the most powerful, the most rebellious act of defiance you can take is to simply refuse to gamble. Don't play their game. It's not sexy, it's not going to go viral on TikTok, but this is the only path to real, lasting financial security. Your first, last, and only priority has to be to protect what you have. Don't let them take it from you on a long-shot bet. Keep it. Protect it. And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? Understand the role they want you to play in their game, and then simply refuse to play it. Let someone else get caught up in the hype. Let someone else be the one left holding the bag. Your goal isn't to get rich quick. It's to get wealthy slow and make sure you're still standing in the end.